Episode 18 of Dragon Ball Daima just dropped. I wasn't doing any coverage. I was just watching this for fun. I wasn't even going to do nothing like this. But, bro, I got real lucky on Twitter this time around with the no... There's a new feature on Twitter, I think. Somebody posted a picture. I saw it. It said something like, "Finally, Goku." And then there was an image. And it was blurred out. And it said, "Spoilers." And I was like, that's new. Normally, if I go to Twitter and, like, I see a headline, you can kind of see a picture in your peripheral when you're reading something. I'm like, I'm screwed. Like, that's it. Like, I'm just spoiled, bro. That's how Jujutsu Kaisen got spoiled for me. Gojo, Dain got spoiled. The Invisible Girl from My Hero, like them seeing her face. The end of My Hero is spoiled. Sometimes I try to tell myself, maybe that was just not, maybe some fanfic or whatever. It's spoiled. I already know what kind of what's gonna happen. What else got spoiled? Attack on Titan didn't technically get spoiled, but whenever the last chapter's released and everybody was like, "Oh, I'm so sad. Oh no," I could just kind of tell Eren died. Just because people's reaction, but it didn't technically get spoiled. And Mastar Media, shout outs to Mastar, bro. But he will spoil whatever. He does not give a. Am I at 1 minute in? I'm trying not to. All right, I'm at 1 minute. All right, he does not give a fuck. Like, he does not care. YouTube, bro, I had to stop. I remember there was a time I had to stop, like, watching his, One Punch Man, because his videos would literally be like, Garo's new transformation in the webcomic, and it'd just be a picture of it, or like, you know what I'm saying? Saitama, punch it, whatever. It's like completely spoiled, like, no warning. So I had to, like, get his stuff off my feed, because I was like, damn, bro, it just came out, relax, you know what I mean? But, anyway. I saw a little meme of Brian Griffin when he's fighting, when Quagmire's beating him up, and he crawls out the door and he goes, "Hey," and he turns around and goes, "You're still not canon." And he was looking at Super Saiyan 4. And so I thought it was just like a regular meme. I was like, okay, cool. Now it makes sense, bro. Okay, this is your time, spoilers in case, whatever. This is your time. You had time to leave, whatever. Like, I kind of riffed enough for you to be able to leave. Spoilers, obviously, bro. So I guess that was trying to say, like, Goku's new transformation in the new episode of Dragon Ball Daima wasn't technically Super Saiyan 4, which it wasn't. We're going to get into that. But first, I'm going to build into it because since I'm here, I might as well talk about all of Dragon Ball Daima because it is fire. Way better than I thought it was going to be. And it's interesting because we didn't get really anything from the trailers. At least I didn't. I had no idea what was going on, dude. Like, I couldn't understand anything from the trailers. And they opened up with with them being adults and them training, the animation was good and it's all regular. I was like, bro, how are we gonna get to what we were seeing? I thought they were just on another planet, bro. I thought it was on some, like that one filler arc in Dragon Ball Super when, was it Gohan and Goten? I think they went to another planet and then Vegeta went to go save them. And then he ended up fighting a dude that, like, took his power, cloned him. And Vegeta was gonna start disappearing. He had to suck on the pacifier, and then Goku had to come and beat Vegeta. You know what I mean? And Vegeta was coaching both of them. You remember that? It felt like that type of. I was like, oh, it's gonna be like a goofy little arc. This is dope. And I'm realizing. Oh, okay, hold on. Let me not get too far. One thing I liked about it, it was smart to make them, like, to kind of give them a handicap in the demon world, so we could kind of get that sense of, like, danger for them again. It could be like old school Dragon Ball, like the homies just walking around, journeying, fighting. There still weren't many challenges in the demon world for them. I think with it being such an unexplored area, they didn't have to make them kids. They could have just made the demon realm strong. You know what I mean? But I get, because there is a potential for travel between, well, why hasn't anybody been... They could have rode around it. The only handicap they had was Dabura being the Demon King. He was so weak. It's like, bro, how do we kind of write the rest of it up? But they explained it good. Like, he was the only one that didn't have the Tertian Oculus. So maybe that's why he was... that's why he was weaker. And if he wasn't, he would have been able to beat Kid Buu, for sure. He never got subjugated or none of that stuff. Which is interesting. I wonder how he was able to get Dabura and subjugate him. Anyway, isn't making you a Majin supposed to make you stronger? So he was even weaker than what we saw. He was weaker than a weakened Super Saiyan 2, Anyway, I think they could have just made it stronger. They could have said it's gotten stronger in that time period, or he was holding it back with something, or there's some magic spell. Whatever, they could have if they wanted to. They didn't have to make them kids, because even when they were kids, they still were beating everybody up. The only people that might have presented sort of a challenge were those giants. What were they called? I forget what they're called, but they're the giants that they remember they fought the kid with the dog and they were giants, and then they said there's another level of giants even bigger than them. That could be interesting to see where that goes. Anyway, let's keep going. Also, I was wondering, based off of what we're going to see later with the transformation, I was wondering why they didn't give them their tails when they turned into kids in the first place. That's what happened in GT, and if they actually did turn into kids, they didn't say put them in a kid's body. He said turn them back in the. Well, I guess they kind of are adult. Well, there always are adults in kids' bodies. Even in GT, it kind of was like an adult in a kid's body. It's not like, you know what I mean? But Goku's always kind of a kid in an adult body. But anyway, I was wondering, like, why didn't they get their tails back immediately? Since they're back to kids. But I'm thinking maybe it would have been too obvious that they were going to use that for a transformation, or they didn't want to give any indication that they were going to use that for a transformation. It could have been some interesting foreshadowing, but maybe they just wanted to completely surprise us. Which they've dropped a few, you know, like, surprises on us this season. I don't know if anybody expected Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Never seen that. And I don't know if anybody was expecting Super Saiyan 4. I don't know what it is. We're going to get to it. I'm just trying to get through everything before, you know what I'm saying, before I get into that. I realized, I wonder if anybody else agrees, bro, they literally drew Goma in a Pride Trooper suit. Like, why does he look like a Pride Trooper? And at first I was like, oh, man, you know, he kind of looks like a Pride Trooper, whatever. And I went and looked up pictures of Pride Troopers just to make sure I wasn't tripping. He's literally in a Pride Trooper uniform. Am I tripping, or is this like a common, have they used that kind of like, that outfit on different characters before? That's literally a Pride, like even the shape of the black triangle in the front is literally the white gloves. He's literally in a Pride Trooper uniform. I thought that was, and I didn't notice it until he got big. I think because he had like the cape on, and you know, his little body, I probably just didn't see. But when he got big and he started to get shaped like a Pride Trooper, like he's shaped like Jiren, shaped like Topo, like with the big arms, he started filling it out some. I was like, oh, wait a minute. You look at him from the back, he looks like, and even the way he looks, I'm pretty sure there's a Pride Trooper that looks just like, hold up. Now that I think about it, isn't there like a tiny Pride Trooper that's kind of like a clown looking? Am I tripping? Hold on, I'm gonna look up this picture real quick. I feel like there's a Pride Trooper that looks just like, did they just take? There's literally a Pride Trooper that looks exactly like the little blue dude with the horns. I mean, they don't look exactly alike in the face, you know what I'm saying? Like obviously Goma's like, he's like a jester, you know what I'm saying? And they don't look exactly the same, but like there's a little dude that's like, looks little and mean, he looks just like him. That's crazy. They literally just took him and was like, yo, let's just make him, I mean, once you draw freaking 2,000 characters over the course of, you know what I'm saying, 20 years, you probably kind of run out of, I ain't tripping about it. Nobody's thinking about him, but I don't know what that dude's name is. I don't know if he even has a name, but he literally looks like the little horn dude from the Project. That's crazy. That's funny. Okay, let's get into the transformation. And then I'm going to get into predictions or whatever, since I'm here. So Goku is fighting Goma, Super Saiyan 3, right? He's working him, but he's getting worked too. Like, it's a good fight, you know what I mean? It's like one of those UFC fights, you know what I'm saying, when like one person's like, both fighters are landing, but one fighter is landing bigger. One fighter has more composure. They have more gas, you know, but both of them are landing. Like Umar versus Marab in like the 4th, 5th round, where it's like, all right, like Umar has the skills. He's landing. He's not getting 10-8'd in any round. It's not a 10-8 round. But one person is clearly pulling ahead. That's what was happening. Super Saiyan 3 versus Goma, right? I'm wondering, and I should have went back and looked at it, and I'm going to. I'm wondering, like, what happened to Vegeta to make him not be able to just jump into the fight, bro? Because he didn't do much, right? Like, they fought, Goku fought Boo. They fought, I think, a couple of little goons in the front, but nothing really happened. I think Goma did unleashed one regular, like, attack or whatever. It knocked everybody down except Goku. And Vegeta didn't get up. Like, Vegeta's down with Piccolo and Shin and I forget his real name. And all them dudes. Vegeta's like hurt, and I'm like, hold on, I'm about to look at it right now. I'm about to see what happened to dude to make him not. So I'm like, bro, we literally just introduced Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. I thought that was for a reason, like so he could fight on equal footing with Goku. He didn't have to just be in. Oh, I'm seeing. Okay, so basically, Goma let off like a huge barrage burst of blast, knocked everybody back, including Goku. Vegeta asked for a revive bug. Hold on, I'm not gonna lie. I think I might have missed the end of this episode. I don't remember this part. Oh, yes I do. So, okay, he just gets hit with what everybody else got hit with, except he doesn't get up. And then even later on, when Goku transforms, and Glorio, the Tamagami 1, all of them get back. Shin, Piccolo, they all get back up and try to help. Vegeta's still down, and I'm like, hold up, this ain't on accident, bro. Like he's not. They literally just gave him Super Saiyan 3 and made him like wax Tamagami 2. Why they? I know it's like a thing they treat Vegeta like this, but they usually treat Piccolo a little worse. You know, he might be cooler and composed, but for them to let Piccolo get back up and get back in the fight, but Vegeta doesn't, kind of makes me think in the next episode. Excuse me. In the next episode, they're gonna have like a new villain, and that's when they want Vegeta to be able to come back in, and it'll be like Vegeta and Goku, and they want to give him his spotlight to actually fight. Or something like that. Because I'm like, it could have been two. Bro, we could have seen Super Saiyan 3 and Super Saiyan 3 together. And we still can. But we could have seen both of them, like, fighting the Goma. Alright, so Vegeta's down, right? Cool. Goku's fighting. Do helps. Tamagami helps. They get beat up. I'm like, dang. Because at first I'm like, he's put up a good fight. I'm like, okay, so Goma's not as strong as Kid Buu. Alright, cool. Then he gets the upper hand on Goku. I'm like, all right, maybe he's just getting used to his power. And Buu is just wild. Because Buu is kind of playing with Super Saiyan 3, you know? Like, he was getting hit for sure. They was going back and forth. But I think Buu has a style he can get hit because, like they move their bodies in weird ways. So they kind of let you hit them. And they either recoil or they, like, let you sink into their body, whatever, right? All right, boom. So it seems like they're about to lose. Vegeta's still not getting up. Alright, so the Namekian, I forget his name. The Namekian comes over. He always looks evil, bro. Like, he always looks like his face looks like he up to no good. Like he don't Neva, right? He comes over, puts his hand out. Goku's like, what? You about to blast? Obviously we knew he's not about to hit him with no ki blast, right? Gives Goku some energy. I'm like, why you couldn't do that for my man Vegeta? Alright, like, whatever. Piccolo, whatever. Alright, so it starts flowing through Goku. We get to see, like, we go, like, deep inside his conscience, inside his DNA, his makeup. I'm like, okay, it's about to be a transformation. It ain't just a regular power-up. They're doing all this, animation. He starts powering up. I'm like, okay, maybe this is what that spoiler was on Twitter. I see a tail pop out. I'm like, hold up. A red tail. I see fur right here. I'm like, no. Seriously? This is what these memes were about, bro? Boom, he pop out. Goku got red fur, red hair, a red tail, and red eyes. I'm like, first of all, what sense do that make? And are we about to just gloss over it? What is that? Is that Super Saiyan 4? What sense do it make? You know what I mean? Like, and I understand with like with the Dragon Ball movies lately, like you could say Dragon Ball what you call it? Resurrection F, Broly to an extent. And this I almost called it a movie. This show, it's like we're trying. Oh, superhero in this. Superhero for sure. In this, you can see they're trying to just kind of like. It seems like they're trying to get a few transformations out the way. Like superheroes seem like they were just trying to catch Gohan up. Right? And it seemed forced because it was like, bro, has he been training? There's no super special circumstance. It's just Piccolo making himself. Like, all I gotta do is get myself. Like, twice in the movie, he just, like, kind of forced Gohan's emotion. Like, he was like, here, we have Pan. And then he's like, here, I'm gonna get beat up and save me. You know what I mean? And it's like, is that all you gotta, is that gotta work every time, bro? Like, what? What made him transform that time? Like if Pan gets beat up in the next arc, is he gonna transform again? You know, like that's not really like I get it, but it's not compelling enough, you know? Even Piccolo's was a little it took a little bit more effort. I mean he wished for it, which is kinda gay. Like wishing for power, like come on bro. Like there's so much they can do with like the Namekian history and stuff and the Namekian lore. Like that kind of brings me to my next point. One of my I can't say expectations, but will be dope. I don't know if it's been done too much, but I mean, you can't even say it's been. Dragon Ball reuses everything, like all the Saiyan transformations. Like, if you could do that, you could do Namekian transformations. I'm like, what if Neva fuses with Piccolo? He'd be pretty strong, no? Like, Neva don't really need to be in the demon world. Like, they could, like, we're probably not coming back to the demon world, and demon world politics is not going to affect the outside world. Once this arc is done, it's done. You know how Dragon Ball is. They move on. You know what I mean? Like we haven't seen Universe 11. We haven't seen like you know what I'm saying? Like we've been in Universe 7 again since the Tournament of Power for like 3-4 arcs. Frieza's a threat again. You know what I'm saying? So that's not. I don't think that's really gonna play a factor. So they could fuse. I forget if it's Neva or Neva with Piccolo. Piccolo will get pretty freaking strong. That was strong, bro. Yeah, and he has a lot of. He's like one of the mages too, not one of the warriors. And I think what will be dope for Piccolo will be for him to like take it upon himself to kind of be like the first Namekian in that mix. Since he has so much, he has the Kami in there, and if he gets Neva, bro, and he's like, all right, while I'm here, I'm gonna teach you how to use like the magic side, and then he gets like all these magic abilities on top of his combat abilities. That would actually be a reasonable and I think more complex transformation, and he can continue to train and learn and mix the warrior powers with it like no one's ever done. And that could be dope. And he can mix that with his orange Piccolo, right? However, all right, so Goku gets Super Saiyan God Gogeta 4, right? Because it looks like Gogeta because he's red with the fur, and it looks like God, well, I guess because he's red. Gogeta just had red hair though. He had red hair and red fur, Super Saiyan 4. But he's all red, so he kind of looks like Super Saiyan God, you know, with the red eyes and everything. Like, Gogeta didn't have red eyes, I don't think, right? Let me see. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. I don't think he had red. Oh, I'm tripping. He didn't have red eyes, but he had red, kind of had red fur. He did. It's like red hair and like a dark red fur. Okay, but he didn't have red eyes. Alright, so yeah, he looks like Gogeta then. Straight up. Except his fur actually matches his hair. It's not a different tint, but he looks like Gogeta. I'm gonna just say he looks like Gogeta. I don't understand. I don't know what they're gonna, like, what the trend, like, how. Like, I don't get it. Like, you know, with the Super Saiyan 4, it was like, oh, you have your tail. This is what happens when you keep your tail and get stronger, right? With the Super Great Ape, everything. But this one, that's what I'm saying. It feels like they were just trying to get it, like, rush it. And I would understand it a little bit more if it seemed like something they were going to use in the future, but they gotta explain that, bro. Like, if they're going to use that in the future, like, that's, like, what? Like, how did you get your tail back? Like, what? Like, what did Goma do? I know Goma magic, you know, you get, whatever you say is going to work. It's fine, because it's magic, but just, like, kind of, like, let us in. Can Vegeta do it? And if Vegeta look the exact same, like, come on, bro. Like, let Vegeta. And that's one thing I was starting to like about Super is that they were starting to diverge. You know what I'm saying? Ultra Instinct and then Ultra Ego. And Ultra Ego wasn't just like, oh, I'm just stronger. Oh, I'm just, you know, it was an entirely different thing. You know what I mean? Like, one was, it was as far as like, Ultra Instinct is like, pretty much, your body moves on its own. The ultimate dodge, it goes from the ultimate dodger to the ultimate, you know, move on your own, everything. Ego was like, the more you hit me, the stronger I get, you know, which is not like a unique in anime, but it was cool. It's nothing like that in Dragon Ball, right? But Ultra Ego, it was like, what do they call it? UI, no, not UI. Oni? What do they call the first Ultra, like the unmastered Ultra Instinct? You know what I'm saying? Before he, Oni, right? Ultra Instinct on. Anyway, hold on, let me look it up. The first form was called. Oh, I know they called it Sign, but what was it in Japanese? Sign? No, nobody called it. Anyway, the first Ultra Instinct, the non-mastered one, where it was like, okay, cool, you can dodge. You can only really dodge, right? Your weakness is like when it comes to attack, you like let off heat and then you kind of lose your power, and it was like complex, you know, kind of confusing. And Ultra Ego, Vegeta was like, all right, bet I can absorb all this energy and get stronger, but Like I'm still taking hits. Like, you know what I'm saying? I still take the damage. If the damage isn't like being redirected into power, I take the damage and then get stronger, you know? So when he masters it and maybe turns it into like probably a darker purple form or something like that, then, and it's like full God of Destruction, then maybe it's like, I don't know. I don't know where that goes from there. But it was interesting. He had his whole own thing with his own person that could train him, his entire different way of fighting. It was dope. Unfortunately, he didn't win. That was a long battle too. That whole arc was just a freaking battle. Unfortunately, he didn't win nothing, but yeah, he didn't beat nobody. He didn't beat Granola. Granola ended up on their team. They fought. Then the other Cerealians came. Yeah, that was weird. Anyway, but I don't. And I say that to say, like, I want Vegeta. They're gonna just give Vegeta this transformation too. He's gonna look the exact same and same route. What's the point of it? Are they gonna give it to him right now? What's the point? And he still got whooped, bro. How many times do we see a brand new transformation and they get whooped in Dragon Ball? I just named one. When Vegeta went Ultra Ego, I just named one. You know, Super Saiyan 3 didn't accomplish much. But besides that, normally new transformations, fusions, Gohan Beast, you know, Orange Piccolo, he got beat up, but first he beat up somebody, you know what I'm saying? But Goku transformed, immediately got beat up, dog. I wasn't expecting that. Like, he was working, and then, like, they really got to fighting, and then he got beat up, and he lost. I was like, what? It's interesting. It kind of would have been cool if, like, never gave him, like, a Demon World kind of transformation. Like, he mixed, like, if Goku's ears got long, and it kind of, his face got some markings, he kind of looked like a demon. It's like only a transformation that could happen with Never in the Demon World. And, you know what I'm saying? That way we knew it was a temporary thing, and that could explain why it looks weird. I wonder what's going to happen next, though, bro. Like, what is Vegeta doing? He's just chilling. Oh, also, this is the last thing. So, right, at the end of the episode, right? Old girl with the Yamins, you know what I'm saying? The old school Bleach fan service. I'm forgetting all the names of the characters, their races. Like, I can't remember nothing, bro. The Supreme Kai lady. Oh my god, I'm gonna look it up. Okay, I apologize, bro. I literally just watched the thing. I can't remember anybody's Dragon Ball Daima. What do you call it? Girl. They don't know what I'm talking about. Yes. What? Yes. Evil girl. Well, Google is so powerful, bro. Look. Okay. So okay, here I'm gonna go to CBR and look up her name. I'll be forgetting her name. I've been forgetting everybody's name. Arinsu. I knew that, bro. I knew that. Okay, so Arinsu, right? She's rich. She got the Dragon Balls. Glorio, here. Arinsu race. Glend. Okay. So, all right. So she activated Glorio, right? He's a double agent. I'm glad. I didn't want him to immediately be like, no, I'm on the good guy's side. That'd have been lame. Because you know that would have happened. Makes them less compelling. I like when characters stick to their convictions, even if it goes against the motivations of the protagonist. Oh, what happened is she probably been like, fine, I'll do it myself. Got the Dragon Balls, figured out how to do it, and then we've seen that before. And then she does it herself, and then Glorio's just on the good guy's team. Boring. I'm glad he's still in his double agent mode, even though he's having some second thoughts, which is realistic, you know. A part of me feels like his wish that he made is just gonna be like make the the protagonists adults again. Because I always look at the preview for the next episode, they didn't show us nothing, bro. Like normally they show us a couple fights, a couple things. All they showed was the Dragon Balls going away, Glorio looking at him, Arinsu with her hands up, and Porunga squinting his eyes. Those are the only 3 images we got from the preview for the next episode, which makes me think like if they show anything, it's like any character is gonna give it away, right? Which makes me think they're adults. Like you could have showed Piccolo standing there holding his arm, being tired or something, but it makes me think they're all gonna be adults, like the entire episode. Like they immediately turn to adults and then they can't show us nothing, you know? So I think that's gonna be his wish. I think she's gonna think like, yes, thank you, and Porunga's gonna, you know, those are just like insert shots, right? We might even end up making it in the final episode. Dragon Balls go away. They're adults. They might regain a bit of stamina, and I guess when they're adults, they'll be like, hey, now we can access more of our powers or whatever. Or maybe not, and then maybe they just have to continue to fight. Aritsu's still going to be a problem. I don't think she's a fighter, but I could see them beating Goma and then her just somehow taking the tertiary and Oculus. Because obviously at the end of this, somebody has to rule the demon world. Somebody's gonna take the tertiary, and something's gonna happen, right? There's a couple options, right? Part of me feels like Do and Ku are gonna fuse, right? Because they seem cool. I don't think they're gonna want to fight Goku and Vegeta. They've been fighting together. Part of me thinks they're gonna like Lorenzo's gonna force them to fuse. Because if they fuse, because in theory they're both stronger than Kid Buu. In theory, you know, because they made him the same way, and then they added Buu's essence, and then they added more and more essence, and that's why Du's a little stronger than Ku. Ku is hard to say because he doesn't really fight that much anymore. They're just silly, so it's hard to tell when they're like Majin Buu. Sometimes it's hard to tell how strong he really was because he was so goofy. You know what I mean? So he barely ever got serious. But in theory, you know, Kid Buu is stronger than Super Buu and Majin Buu base, right? And when you try to scale Super Saiyan, I don't think Super Saiyan 3 Goku fought Do. But when you see how well Super Saiyan 3 did against Goma and how good Do did against Goma, Do didn't really do anything. He just got beat up. I don't think he really landed any hits. Which makes me think Kid Buu is probably even still stronger somehow. But if they fuse, two whole separate ones, even if they're close to Buu, a little weaker to Majin Buu or Buu, like they should be way stronger, right? Granted, they shouldn't be that stronger than Goma, but maybe they fuse and they fight Glorio and Piccolo and maybe the people from the third demon world. Goku and Vegeta go Super Saiyan 3 and fight Arinsu with the tertiary and Oculus, maybe. Or maybe Goku and Vegeta do the fusion dance. We get Super Saiyan 3 Gogeta. We've never seen that. We've never even seen a Super Saiyan 2 Gogeta, I don't think. It probably would be too much for Vegeta to get Goku's Super Saiyan 4, I guess, transformation, and then them do a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. That'd probably be too much all at once. But that's my imagine it's going to go and do fusing. It'd be cool if Piccolo fuse with Neva, and then Vegeta has to get something, bro. They hold him this last episode. It literally didn't make any sense. So that's where I'm expecting it to go. I think I covered everything that I wanted to say. I guess Super Saiyan 4 is canon now, boys. Y'all can all say. But if this is an indication, I know it's not a perfect one-to-one, but if I had to guess, even though a lot of people assumed it, but like if we're looking at this, it kind of seems like Super Saiyan 4 is probably weaker than Super Saiyan God. I mean, you gotta understand, Super Saiyan 4 is like just, okay, you're Super Saiyan with your tail. Super Saiyan God is Beerus and Whis training you how to use God power. Like, come on, bro. It's like, it's Super Saiyan plus God power. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you could say Super Saiyan 4 could put up a fight against Super Saiyan God if you want. But Super Saiyan Blue, bro, like, God and Super, come on. I think the God power is stronger than a tail. You know what I mean? And it doesn't matter anyway. It's irrelevant because they both have ego and Ultra Instinct. So nobody's arguing neither one of those is weaker than Super Saiyan 4. But that covers everything. This went on way longer than I thought. I apologize. It's going to take forever to download, bro. I'm about to spend this in, oh my God, it's going to take forever. I don't even know if I'm going to have this out in time, bro. Or there's no in time, but I ramble. And I got to put pictures over this whole thing. All right, if you made it to the end, I appreciate you. Like and subscribe. Let me know if y'all want me to talk more about anime. I'll be watching that anime, bro. I'll be reading Chainsaw Man. I'll be watching, you know what I'm saying, anime. I know normally I'll be just talking about UFC lately on this channel, but I talked about the Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl thing. I should have said this at the beginning of the video, but I'll talk about anything. I'm doing another UFC video next, but let me know what y'all thinking, bro. Peace.